to you all. Today we'll be starting with an output question. Okay, I hope it is visible on your screen. Uh, I hope it is visible on your screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you first write down the code in your copy first, and please the output is only produced by the help of a print statement in Python. So, anyone who can get the answer? Guess the answer, because this type of questions will be there for your in your exam. Okay, and we have to get the answers by the help of dry run. You won't be getting any computer there in your examination hall, so you have to make a dry run there. Okay, the first one I'm explaining you. The very first statement is print over here. This print statement is having learning Python programming. So as it is written in double quotes, so it is a string constant. So the constants are displayed as it appears in the print statement. So it will display what? Learning Python programming first. Okay, it will print first learning Python programming. Now the variables are being initialized over here. X is equal to 3 and y is equal to 9. And over here we are having the statement as z is equal to x into y divided by y. So if it is an expression, the execution is started from right to left. Okay, so y divided by y, that means 9 divided by 9, that is equal to 1, and the x here is holding the value 3, so it will be 3 into 1, that is equal to 3. So x is having the value 3, y is having 9, and z is again having the value 3. So it is printing what? The value of x, y, z. So the value of x, y, z is what? 3, 9, 3. Now, as we are having a dynamic expression over here, that means the variable value is getting changed. Previously the value of x is now 3. Now again in the same variable we are having y plus z. So now this x is holding what value? Y plus z, that is 9 plus 3. 9 plus 3 is equal to 12. So the new value of x is 12 and y is x divided by z. The value of z is what? 3. So last value of x is 12. 12 divided by 3. What is the value? We are getting 4. So the y value becomes 4. Now again z is equal to x plus float y. We are forcing the value of y to become a float. This is a conversion. This is known as type conversion. Okay, it is a explicit type of conversion where the user is forcing to get the y as a float type. Here the value of y we have declared is as an integer type. So now it is becoming a float type over here, y. So x plus y, the value of last value of x is what? 12 plus y is holding what? 16. So the z value will be 16.0. As integer and float, the higher priority goes to the float data type, so it will become a floating type of data over here. So now the next value which you are getting is x, y, z. So the value of x is 12, 4, y is 4, and z is 16.0. So it is printing what? 12, 4, 16.0. And next is a print statement again we are having. But this print statement is starting with a slash sign. What is the use of slash sign? Who will tell me?
Sir, to write comment.
It is a comment.
The
So
single line comment.
so it is a single line comment. So this line won't get executed as it is for the user. Okay. So this statement won't get executed as DAV Gandhinagar Ranchi, our school name. So this name won't get executed. Now let me run this code and show you the output.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, sir, I have one doubt.
Okay, very good. So we got I'm coming. As I said, the first output is 3 9 3, and the next value is 12 4 and 16.0 as due to the type conversion. It has been forced to get it as a float data type. Yes. Now I want to know your doubt. Yes. What is your doubt?
In dynamic expression, x is equal to y plus z.
This
The
expression.
value of z is in
This.
x. No, sir. Like,
Yes. This
X
one.
is equal to y plus z.
Huh?
X is
This line.
sir,
This
x
line.
is equal to y plus z.
Sir, I'm not able to your audio. It is not audible, sir. I'm not getting your voice clearly.
Sir is saying yes, problem in the x is equal to y plus z line.
This one.
Yes.
What's the problem
So the
with
value that is
we
in-
are now
sir, the
getting a new
value that
value
is
for the
float.
variable x. So the last value of y is what? Last value of y is what we got, the 9. So 9
Nine.
9 plus 3. What is the value of 9 plus 3?
Sir, the
Sir-
z
Y value is
Type now.
9 and z value is the output which we have got it from here. Now the z value is this.
if you want the z
Y
by y,
9
then
by 9.
it
That
will be
now
float
the
now.
conversion gets first. This will be executed y by y. What is the value of y by y? Y by y is
one
1 and the value of x is 3. So 3 into 1 is equal to how much?
yes
Got it?
got
Now
yes
similarly over here.
Sir.
Yes.
So can you explain once again z equals to x plus float y?
Z is equal to x. Z is equal to x plus float y. The value of z is x plus float y. That means value of x here is what? Y plus z. What did you get? Y plus z?
12.
12. And the value of y is what? 4.
Yes, sir.
4. Now this is not an integer 4. Now it has become y, that is 4.0. It is now becoming 4.0. So this float y is holding the value as so this is the only use of having this statement, single line statement. So this is referred to as z is equal to x value is 12 plus what is the value of y? It is now 4.0. Okay, so you are getting the value over here 12 plus 4 what? 16. So the higher priority is of float type. Okay, so you are getting 16.0 over here. Did you get it?
I was saying what we will do is we have to convert it into a complex number.
Had I explained about the complex number, sir?
Yes, sir. You explain it in the types of data.
Types of data, did I explain it in details of the complex number? No. So if I haven't discussed, so I will never bring it as an example over here. We will be coming across that also. Okay, we will be coming across that also. Don't worry, very soon we will be coming over there. Okay, so now I'm having one more question. Have you all copied this question and the output?
Sir,
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Sir.
sir.
Yes.
sir, can you please once again execute this program?
Yes, why not? Run this code, run the module. You see what answer you are getting. learning Python programming as it was a constant, so it is printing as it is. So the next it is printing what? 393, and the last value, that is 12, 4 and 16.0. So write down the output also. Switching over the code. This was your code. I hope you have copied it. You have copied, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I would like to have one more output for you all. Okay, one more output. Please copy it fast. Very easy one. Now I would like to tell you about this. Actually, this means A minus is equal to B. It means that A is equal to A minus B. It means this. We have already discussed about the shorthand operator. Can you get me the output?
Sir, 4.
How many statement you are having a print statement? How many times you are having?
Sir, 3.
So how many outputs you will be getting?
Sir, 3.
Okay, very good. That means you have come to know that you will be getting 3 outputs. What is the very first output which you will be getting? Print AB.
Sir, 4.
Yes?
Sir, 4.
Only 4 you will be getting.
Sir, 4.6 and 7.4.
4.6.
4.6 and other B value will be
7.
7.4.
7.4.
7.14 or 7?
7.4.
7.4.
7.4.
Okay, the value of first line. Second line, print A.
13.8.
Huh?
Sir, 12.
13.8.
and 9.
One is saying 12, other is saying what?
Sir, 13.8.
9.
13.8 or 9?
8.
8.
8. 8.
9.
9 is you are getting.
Sir, minus 8.
Minus 8. Other good is
Sir, 13.8.
13.8. Okay, very good. Print B. Let us see. After execution, we can get the answer. And the last one, print B.
21.2.
1.2.
21 point.
21.2. Sir, 21.2.
So shall we run this code? Four point six, 7.4. The very good. You got the answer. Next is 13.8. I hope so. It is written 13.8. So the second one is also correct, and 21.2, that is also correct. So what we all have come to know that you are able to guess the output, isn't it? So very good answer you have given. The very good answer you have given. So you got the answer. Please copy the answer. The output you have to write in the same way. You have to write it in the same way. Okay?
Sir,
Yes?
sir, I have executed this program in my Python, and sir, I am not getting a comma there.
You are not getting the comma there. It is a
Yes, sir.
look here. It varies on version to version. Okay? You are getting 4.6 and 7.4. I hope so.
Yes, sir.
So that is also correct. Okay? That is also correct. So now,
Sir.
Sir, in this data type was integer.
Yes?
Sir, in this the data type was integer.
No, look here. A is having the integral value, B is having the float value, and C is having the integral value. A is holding the value 12, B is holding the value 7.4, and C is holding 1. Okay? Now, here the again the type conversion has taken place over here. There in the previous question, the type conversion was the explicit one. That means that was being forced by the user to get the data type change. Here the conversion is made by the compiler itself or the interpreter itself. Okay, we can say it is being done by the interpreter itself. So this type of conversion is known as your implicit type of conversion. We'll be coming across that also. Okay, it is known as implicit type of conversion. So two types of conversion exist. One is the implicit conversion, which is converted by your interpreter, and other is the explicit type of conversion, which is being performed by the user. So user forces to get the data type change by his own. Okay. So again, each and every day we'll be starting with the output question, one or two output questions, and then we'll be proceeding to the next class. Okay. Types of objects or variable, that is the data types. We are having 5 types of data types. The very first is your numbers, then is none, other is sequence, then sets, then mapping. Okay. So these all are the data types which are available for your Python. For your number, we have already discussed that for a number we are having integer, and in the integer we had seen about the boolean, we had the floating point, we had the complex. Okay. So actually when we are talking about the operators in our output questions, so very first we should know about the precedence of the operator, that which operator is to be executed first and which one has the higher priority. The higher priority is for your bracket, then is your exponent, then is bitwise, then is positive negative, then is multiplication, division, floor, and remainder. After that comes plus and minus, then comes bitwise AND, then bitwise XOR, then bitwise OR. After this comes the relational operators, and again we are having one of type of operator, that is and is not. It is same as is equal to, is not equal to. Okay. In place of is equal to, that is double is equal to, the relational operator, we can use is identity operator. Not equal to, we can say is not. It operates the same way. Then we are having not x, that is the boolean not, and boolean and the last priority is or, that is boolean or. So this is the priority of execution. So if you are having the output questions, you have to be very aware of this descriptions, that which operator is having the higher priority. Okay. So the very first, the top priority is given for the bracket, and the last priority is given for boolean or. That means booleans are having the last priority. Okay. Before that it is having relational, next is having bitwise, after that it is having addition, and next it is having multiplication, division, floor, and remainder. Next we are having the positive and exponential and parenthesis. So this is the precedence of the operator. So when we are talking about the Python numbers, we have seen that there we had seen 3 types: int, float, and complex. So if we are saying x is equal to 1, that means it is an integer type. If it is y is equal to 2.8, then it means what? It is a floating type. and if it is z is equal to ij form, that means 1j I have taken over here, so it is a complex type. One student was just now asking that we haven't got through the complex. We'll be dealing a lot with the help of a complex number. So first you should know this is a type of Python numbers, that is int, float and complex, and we all have come across how to know the data type, isn't it? We had one function, that is the type function. So you can verify your data type with the help of a type function. Okay, next we are having integer. As I said, for an integral value we can have a positive value or a negative value, and we can have a large number of digits for your integral value. So again, if I want to know about the data type, again I have to say as print type x. So what we have come, int or integer is a whole number. It can be either a positive or a negative without decimals of unlimited length. This benefit we are having in our Python. We can have a maximum size for our data in an integral type. Then we have discussed about the float. Here also we are discussing once again as an data type. That float is a number which is having a decimal part, that is we call it as a real number also. So float number is a number which can be again in form of positive or a negative, but it should hold what? The decimal value, that is the decimal point. So again, to get the type of data which is being used as a float, we can verify with the help of the statement as print type x. So when you are printing the value of type x, you will be getting the data type as float. If you are printing type y, then also you will be getting the data type of float. If you are getting the statement as print type z, then also you will be getting the value as float. So already we all have come across this. So I hope it is becoming now easy for you all. Next is the float can also be seen or can also be given by the help of exponent form as e, as already discussed in the last class. So if x value is 35 e3, then that also means that it is a float data type, or else if you are saying 12 e4, then also it is a float type. We can have the exponent after the decimal also. So if you are writing as minus 87.7 e100, then also it is a declaration of a float data type. So again, with the same function, with a print statement, we can have print type variable name. So it will show you the data type as it belongs to the float data type. Okay, next comes the one which is the new to you all, that is the complex number. Complex numbers are written with a j as the imaginary part. Already you are in class 11, now you will be learning about the imaginary, complex and imaginary in your maths also, mathematics. So if you are saying x is equal to 3 plus 5j, then it means it is a complex number. So the important thing over here that it should be written with a j word or j character. So if you are saying y is equal to 5j, then that also means that it is a complex number. If it is z is equal to 5j, then again you are having the complex number. Now one important thing over here is that you cannot convert the complex number into another number type. Okay, you can do for a float, you can do for an integer, but you cannot change the data type which is of complex type. In any case, you cannot change the data type of complex. Okay, so I hope you all might be copying all these things in your copy also. Okay, I'm going very slow for this part, as again we can say that print function type x, it will show that it is a complex number. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in the meantime also you please note it down these all things. Okay, and I hope you are very fast in this case. So the important or the point to be noted over here is that we cannot convert the complex number into another number type. Next, moving to the next, that is the type conversion. Just now I have just discussed in our example in output question, we are having implicit type conversion. What I said about the implicit type conversion, the conversion is performed by the compiler without programmer's intervention. I have written over a compiler, it will be interpreter. Okay, conversions performed by the compiler. We are saying it as a compiler also because the code is being compiled. Okay, that why the word compiler is written over here, but actually the interpreter is being used in our Python programming language. Okay, so implicit type conversion is what? The conversions which is performed without the programmers. The next one is, as I had just discussed, one was implicit, the other was explicit type conversion. So this conversion is being performed by the user. So user forces to define this expression to a specific type. Okay, so if you are taking the example, it is becoming very easy for us to understand the things, isn't it? About the implicit type conversion and explicit type conversion. Okay, the first one, the first output questions which we had discussed was of which type? Can you tell me? The first one, where I had taken x is
Explicit. Sir, explicit.
Explicit.
explicit, very good. And the second one which I had discussed in my program was
Implicit.
implicit. So you are coming across those things?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So this is your type conversions. Next, when we are typing, when we are saying that over here, as again I'm taking here an example for the conversion of int, float and complex. If I have taken the conversion as I have taken the variable x as 1, y is equal to 2.8 and z is equal to 1j. Now I am trying to convert from int to float. So what statement I will be writing? A is equal to float x, isn't it? If I want to convert from float to int, I will be saying b is equal to int y. But if I am saying convert from int to complex, we can say c is equal to complex x. Can we say, or can we convert complex to any other data type?
No, sir.
No. Now here is one question for you. What value you will be getting over here? What value you are getting over here? 6 plus 5 divided by 3.0.
3.66.
So I mean to say you are getting here the value which will be of float type, isn't it? You will be getting the value which will be of your float type. So this conversion is known as which type of conversion?
Sir, implicit.
So
Implicit.
implicit. So very good. So implicit conversion is done by whom? Implicit conversion is done by whom?
By the interpreter itself.
By the interpreter or by the compiler itself. So now we are able to understand the thing, isn't it? So next, as I said, one of the data type is none, isn't it? So if we don't want to have some anything, okay, then the data type should be given as a none type. And here we have to keep it in mind that the letter n should be in a capital form. So j is equal to none. Okay, print j. What it is printing? The value of j, which is equal to none. And if you are writing in an interactive mode, and if you are getting the value j to be printed, you will be getting nothing. Okay, so when this none is to be used, when we want to get the variable to be used later in your program, then we'll be using the data type as none. Okay, then you will be having the none data type. Okay, so none, it is a data type which contains no value. It contains no value. Okay, so already we all have taken the example of none in our last class, isn't it? Next, coming to the string, this is the very important topic for you all. Okay, string. What is string? It is a sequence of characters. It is a sequence of characters. Okay, and each character is assigned with a cell. Here I have taken an example as computer, COMPUTR, and the computer value is taken by the variable n. Now, the important thing over here is each and every character of your string is referred with an index value. Okay, index value, and it is referred from left to right as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. And another way is also it is referred in Python. Other than Python, none of the programming language uses this type of indexing method, that is starting from -1 onwards, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, like this. So the minus indexing is done from right to left, starting with -1. You have to keep it in mind. Whereas the indexing of the characters for a string is started from 0 onwards. That is, assignment of index 0 is taken from the left hand side. Okay, and it is again proceeded further. Now, if I say the value that is n, can you tell me what output you will be getting over here?
Computer.
Very good. You are getting the thing that is computer. One more word is coming across over here which you are getting on your screen in yellow color. It is immutable. The word immutable means that you cannot change the value of your string. Okay, that means you cannot change the index value of your string when it is immutable, and if it is mutable we can change the value. Okay, now as I said, each character is being forced with an index number. So if you are saying n2, the index are always enclosed in a big bracket, which I have used over here. Not other than this bracket, other brackets are being used. So we are having to get the index value of any of your string, we have to write it in a big bracket. So if I am saying n index 2, what output you will be getting?
M.
M.
So it is clear that you will be getting the value m over here. if you are having n index 0,
C.
C.
you will be getting the value that is C. If you are saying n index minus 1,
R.
R.
R, very good. If you are saying n index minus 6 colon minus 2, that means it is the range minus 6 to minus 2.
MPUT.
PUTE.
M.
Very good.
M comma E.
So we are coming across this as MPUT. MPUT. N minus 1.
Sir, in this we have to give single quotes.
Yes? Single quote, quotation, colon sign. We are using the colon sign for the range. Colon sign with the range. Now again I am coming to my Python program. Okay, again I am coming to Python program to clear your concept. Okay, suppose we are having the string as, okay, we are having Python. This is a string. Okay, now if I say s index 3, what output you will be getting?
H.
H.
Very good. So we have to say it as S3. You are getting the value H. Now as I said, it is a case sensitive. Python is having case sensitivity. So you cannot use the variable if it is in lowercase, you cannot use it in uppercase. If it is in uppercase, you cannot use it in lowercase. Now if I say S minus 3, what output you will be getting?
Sir, T.
H.
It's H.
It should be clear. Okay, if I am saying S minus 5 colon minus 3,
YTH.
hmm?
YTH.
So YT.
What did I say? 1
Sir,
minus
YT.
YT. That's why I have come over here on your Python programming, so that you should have a clear concept on this. Now if I am saying S minus 3 colon minus 5, then
HT.
hmm? IT लेवल का क्वेश्चन आ गया.
सर HT.
सर एरर आएगा सर शायद.
इसको कुछ मिलेगा ही नहीं, because you cannot, what did I say, you have to move from left to right. Indexing way is that you are having minus right from the right hand side, you are assigning from minus onwards, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 like this. But when you want to display, you have to display from left to right, not from right to left for minus. Okay, so if I say over here S minus 1 to minus 5, then also see what you are getting. What value you are getting? You are getting nothing.
सर एरर आ जाएगा.
Yes, it can show you in the form of error. If I give a statement as print, okay, the same thing I can write it over here with the help of a print statement as S index minus 1 colon minus 5. Okay, minus 5, then close the bracket. So what you are getting? Are you getting anything? No. So that means you cannot traverse from right to left in the minus case situation. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
बोलिएगा
Yes.
सर जी आप लोग. I hope it is clear. Okay, so we have to end our class